Bill had a deep impact on my life. I'd had other teachers before in school that I thought were good, but when I met Bill, in fact, after I got out of the service, I wasn't even sure what I wanted to do, but after having gone through the service and dealing in a subordinate position with numerous people that, well, shall we say they were rather cerebrally limited, I decided I didn't want to go through life in that capacity. So I thought, well, I'll go back to school. And he was my counselor, my guidance counselor. I said, well, what are you interested in? I said, well, I don't really know. I know what I don't want more than I know what I want. So after a couple of weeks of discussion, we decided that engineering would be good. I'd like to try engineering because it had sort of, I could be out in the field and in the lab and cover it all. I wasn't just going to be shackled to a desk, nor was I going to be all field work. So I decided on engineering. And his generosity is the primary thing that impacted my life. I've known generous men and women and good people, good teachers, but he always went out of his way. I said, well, you know, Bill, I didn't do that well in high school and junior high in math because I didn't apply myself. And he goes, that's not a problem. If you're willing to work, I'll work with you. So, okay, great. So he'd make assignments, and I'd usually do every problem at the end of the chapter, even though it wasn't assigned, to try and catch up with that, to catch up with my math skills. And he would say, well, now if you have a problem, you can call me at home. I can't count the number of times I called him at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, because I was stumped on a problem. I would work through, sometimes straight through the night, trying to get those problems done, and my physics problems as well. At the time, they were both highly interrelated. And occasionally, he'd never say, do you know what time it is? What are you doing calling me at 3 in the morning? But he was just cheerful. Yeah, okay, and if we couldn't solve it over the phone, there were a couple times where I went, he'd say, well, come on over and we'll need to put on some coffee, and I'd go on over and we'd work the problem out. So that degree of generosity, I mean, Bill Gates is multi-billionaire. If he gives $1 billion to charity, that's generous. If a man who makes $10,000 a year gives $100 to charity, that's generous for him, yet it's nothing compared to what Bill Gates gave. However, the one thing that's the common denominator is both men only have 24 hours in the day. And Bill was generous with his time, which makes him truly a very, very generous man.